Okay, the time is now really close to 1 o'clock. I'll go ahead and call the meeting to order, and we'll start with the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, and the first item on our agenda today is a plat approval. Nathan Bilger from Planning and Building.
If it's okay, I've got a second one as well that should have been distributed. All the acres.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we'll start out with the one that went out with the packet originally first, which is Stetzel Greenery. What this does is splits off the grain bins from the overall tillable acreage and adjacent pole building. What the Stetzels want to do is sell that off on contract to another farmer, but they wanted to keep the buildings for their use in the future. It does create a couple unique situations regarding setbacks, which were handled with variances. So a little unique in that way. This is down near Log, south of Log. Comes to you with approval from Plan Commission. So any questions on that one?
I'll move to approve the request as presented.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, I'll call for the vote. All those in favor, raise your right hand. Opposed, the same. That passes unanimously.
Thank you. And the second one, thank you for indulging this one. They do want to close fairly quickly on it. Is Poly, excuse me, I believe is the correct pronunciation of it. Poly Acres, which is on Sheldon Road, just north of Anderson Road. What they're doing is splitting one lot off of an overall parcel. There is another split off of this pending with Plan Commission coming up on Wednesday, which is accessed off of Anderson Road. So those would be the two platted lots off before they would have to consider rezoning, assuming that one gets approved. So this is 3.5 acres. Notably on this, the right-of-way for Sheldon Road was previously dedicated, so this does not include any right-of-way dedication. With this plat, basically what you're accepting are the public utility and drainage easements.
Any questions for Nathan?
I'd move to accept the request as presented.
Second.
Okay, I have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, I'll call for the vote. All those in favor, raise your right hand. And that motion carries unanimously.
I'll leave those for you for after the meeting.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, next item on the agenda is the county wellness program from the health department.
Good afternoon. We're going to present some small changes to the wellness program that JAVS has worked on. Remember back in February, approved the program for a year. These are changes that come between 2025. Should have got us an email on that. Any questions for us?
Can you just give us a highlight reel for the go to the order?
So I really left the 12 challenges or the 12 additional, I added 3 additional items. One was smoking because that is, or tobacco use, that is one factor that can really affect health, which ultimately can affect our health insurance costs. The second one was just a sober month to avoid alcohol or reduce alcohol use. And then the third one was just a 30-day wellness challenge that kind of could be used at the first of the year, kind of as a resolution. So I kept the 12 original, kind of tweaked them a little bit, and then added 3 more. So individuals can pick and choose what they would want to do.
Okay.
So the main ones were tobacco, alcohol. I added those 2.
Great. Any questions for Darcy? Would you like to move forward with accepting the changes?
Yes, I'll move to approve the changes as presented.
Second.
Okay, I have a motion and a second. I'll call for the vote. All those in favor, raise your right hand. And opposed, the same. That passes unanimously.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next item on the agenda is polling location ordinance. Debbie Beers.
Yes.
Hi Debbie, how are you?
Hi, I'm well, thank you.
It's nice to see you.
Thank you. I'm here on behalf of Cindy. She's not able to be here today. She wanted you to know that the polling locations have not changed since the primary. No changes at all. So everything's looking good and ready to go, and we are in full swing at the clerk's office for the election. So I have a copy here if you'd like me to, oh, you have one? Okay. And so if you could approve those, we would be so thankful.
I would move that we approve the general election polling locations.
Second.
Okay, I have a motion and a second. I'll call for the vote. All those in favor, raise your right hand. And opposed, the same. And that passes unanimously.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Debbie. And while we're signing, next up is Brad Allen, County Engineer.
Good afternoon. Today, just have a small change to our 80-day transition plan, which we're supposed to keep up to date every 3 years. The change simply adds a paragraph to the funding and schedule section that describes the grant that we received in 2022 and the timeline associated with the grant. That's all. This is a formal adoption, so I don't know if that's just a vote or a resolution involved. Can I see what that is? This plan was originally done in 2020 or something like that. This is just a small change to it. I just think the motion to approve the plan.
So moved.
I have a motion and a second to approve the plan. I'll call for the vote. All those in favor, raise your right hand. Opposed, the same. And that passes unanimously.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Brad. Next item on the agenda is the JAVS contract. JAVS is that audiovisual system that's used for courts. Has everyone had a chance to review? I believe, Andy, you've reviewed that JAVS agreement. Is there anything to note? I believe they accepted some changes that you had proposed.
Yeah, we just put those in, they kind of bolt point when we put them in and send it back to them.
Yep. So how would you like to move forward with the JAVS amendment?
I would move to approve the contract as presented.
Second.
Okay, I have a motion and a second. I'll call for the vote. All those in favor, raise your right hand. And oppose the same, and that passes unanimously. The next two items are additions to the agenda that came up. We have the postage machine agreement with Impact that I think, Rob, you've kind of taken front on the discussion. I don't know if you have anything you'd like to
Yeah,
hit on.
we had some questions, and so I was able to correspond with the vendor sales rep, I guess. And he answered all my questions, and it's questions in regards to if we could continue to use the ones we have until they break, and they're gonna be obsolete basically. So that's not an option. And but he was thorough and completely answering my questions. So I would move to approve the agreement as presented.
Second.
Okay, I have a motion and a second to approve the agreement with Impact for postage machines. I'll call for the vote. All
I
those.
got one thing, sorry.
Yeah.
On that, it automatically renews. I know you wanted to get limited
Oh.
agreements that automatically renew themselves.
Oh,
Um,
catch.
Yeah. So if
Okay,
you wanted to prove it, condition on an agreement, take the automatic renewal out and do that.
yeah, the idea on that was that we review contracts instead of just having auto renewing contracts.
I'll
So
amend my
that's-
motion to add that provision.
Okay, you accept the amendment, okay. And who's going to take front on reaching out to them to get them to remove that? You know the sales rep.
Yep.
So with that amendment, is there any further discussion? If there's none, I'll call for the vote. All those in favor, raise your right hand. And that passes unanimously, pending their agreement to the amendment. The other thing that came up is I have a DocuSign that was emailed to me for a renewal of our MediaCom internet agreement, and the dates on that are coming quick as far as the agreement terming. And so there are very few changes, and we had a conversation with our rep from MediaCom this morning. I've had conversations with them as well. Rob, you've participated. Did you, after your conversation with Corey Larson from MediaCom, did you see any issue with?
No, we just went over the different addresses that they're gonna serve for internet and made sure that was right. And there was a price reduction in it by, I believe, about $500. So that's good. It's actually faster internet that we're getting too. So I would recommend that we approve it.
Okay. This is something that came up in a department head meeting recently. We had explored switching to a different internet service provider. Unfortunately, Surf is not available. That's not a current option. Brightspeed had some great proposals, but at the end of the day, their pricing would have been higher to match the service that we're currently getting from MediaCom. So it makes sense for us to just go ahead and sign off on that renewal. So how would you like to move forward?
I would make a motion that we renew our contract, allowing Commissioner Banks to sign that contract.
Second.
Okay, I have a motion and a second. I'll call for the vote. All those in favor, raise your right hand, and oppose the same, and that passes unanimously. Next up on the agenda is payroll and accounts payable claims approval. I believe Teresa, you had a chance to review.
Yep, I went up, everything looked to be in order. I would make a motion to approve payroll.
Second.
Okay, I have a motion and a second to approve payroll. I'll call for the vote. All those in favor, raise your right hand. That motion carries unanimously. Do I have a motion to approve accounts payable?
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. I'll call for the vote. All those in favor, raise your right hand. That carries unanimously. I think when you were up there, were you able to sign a title to, did we sell a van? Was that what it was?
Yes, yep.
A transport vehicle, right?
I think it was a forfeiture.
Oh,
Using
I
them,
see.
they have so long that they can use it and they have to sell it.
I see,
So,
okay.
yeah, I did sell. I'm just waiting on them to finish their transaction on their end and we'll get it out of the month.
Gotcha. Okay, last item on the agenda is the previous meeting minutes. Has everyone had a chance to review the minutes?
Yes, I didn't see anything that was inaccurate, so I will move to approve the minutes as presented.
And I believe this was a meeting, Teresa, you were absent, so I'll second that motion and call for the vote. All those in favor, raise your right hand. Opposed, the same. I'll note one extension. At this time, we'll open up for public comment. If there's anything that anybody would like to come forward and add to the meeting today. will allow for that. Andy, anything to add?
No, I reached out to Zach Beard and Michael Paulson, they were here last week on improvements they want to do. Try to get some more information to the agreement, I've heard back from them yet, but still working on that.
Okay, great. Tiffany,
I have nothing.
Commissioner Raycenter, Commissioner Schuman, and I have nothing to add either, so at this time we'll adjourn the meeting. Near record time.